This is a video tutorial and lesson guide on using the Direct Selection tool in Illustrator. Please open the documents associated with this tutorial and follow along. Pause and play as needed. Topics covered will be Direct Selection tool, anchor points, live corner widgets, handles. All shapes in Illustrator are made up of vector paths. Essentially, paths are like the lines that are drawn when completing a connect the dots drawing. Both the lines and the paths are determined by the dots and the order of the dots. In Illustrator, we can connect the dots, anchor points, and the lines. In Illustrator, we connect the dots or anchor points, and the lines that connect them are called vector paths. The Direct Selection tool allows us to access dots or anchor points. Open the document titled direct_select.ai. To begin, let's get to understand the Direct Selection tool. We know that the Selection tool allows us to make overall adjustments. The Direct Selection tool allows us to make individual selections and adjustments. When you create a shape, whether it be a straight or curved-sided shape, it is made up of anchor points. Between each anchor point, Illustrator renders vectors which appear to us as lines. If we adjust the location or attributes of an anchor, we affect the shape. In our document, we have a standard rectangle. Select the Direct Selection tool, which is the white caret shape. Click anywhere inside the rectangle, and you will see anchor points, which are small solid colored squares in the corners or anywhere there is a change of direction, and one in the center. The center one is called the center point widget. When the anchors are all solid colored, that means that each of those anchors are selected. If you were to click somewhere inside the shape, on the fill color, the entire shape will move because all anchors, the path, and the object are selected. Now click away from the shape to deselect it. Move your mouse closer to a corner and you'll see that Illustrator is telling your mouse that it is close to an anchor. Click. You'll notice that now only this anchor is selected and the others are white, meaning they are not selected. Drag that anchor. Now we'll select a second anchor. Hold down the Shift key and click on another anchor. Try to move just one of the anchors and you'll see that they both move because they are both selected and they maintain the same relationship to each other. To deselect just one, hold down your Shift key and click on that selected anchor and it will become deselected. Click outside the transformed rectangle to deselect it. You have probably noticed that when the object or corner anchor is selected, there are also little tiny target-looking symbols. These symbols are called live corner widgets. With the Direct Selection tool selected, click on the white fill of the shape. Click and drag a live corner widget towards the middle of the shape. All corners will curve. If you want just one corner to change, click on just one widget. It will darken, indicating it is selected, and adjust just that widget. Corner curve styles can also be adjusted as well. Up in the control bar, or perhaps in the Properties panel, select Corners. Play with the top three options. If nothing happens, make sure your object is selected. Click away to deselect. Anchor points that make up an ellipse or curve behave differently. Anchor points that make up the path for a curved shape have Bezier curve handles. Select the fill on the ellipse shape. With just selecting the shape, the anchors look similar to any other anchor, but they are different. When we select an anchor on an ellipse, it also shows us lines protruding from the anchor with little dots at the ends. These are called Bezier handles. Bezier handles determine the curve of the path depending on the angle and length of the handle from the anchor. Now click away. Click on an anchor point and move it. Watch how the other anchor points don't move, but the path reshapes based on the anchors and handles. Now, drag on a handle. Pull up, down, left, right. Make it longer, make it shorter. Notice how the path responds to the length of the handle. Notice no matter what you do, the line remains smooth with no corners. Also notice how, as you move one side, the other responds as well. This does not need to be the case. Hold down Alt or Option key, and a small plus sign shows up alongside the white arrow. Click and drag a handle while using the Direct Selection tool, and it will break the direction of the path. Return to the first shape using the Direct Selection tool. Select an anchor that is making up a curved path, or select a curved path and you will see the handles that have been created. Play around with this document and submit your work, your name _direct-select.ai.